Joe.
I'm Joe's mom.
And we're Eastside Vibes. So this is our first video of the new year.
Yeah, we've made 20 videos so far.
Yeah, I know. We're on a roll since last summer. That's
I know.
Pretty cool.
That's great.
We actually tried to make one last week, but it was like a best of for 2023, but it ended up getting corrupted.
It's because the Apple downloads. If you have a download thing, possibly make sure you do it, because maybe that was it.
It was something to do with the iOS update. Yeah. That's what I read.
Yeah, update. Always update.
So, yeah, I lost it. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it back, so we might redo that one at some point, but if not, whatever. Unfortunately, I guess you can go read my blog if you want to see my favorite stuff.
There you go.
But we're starting off the year with an album from a couple years ago that I've been seeing trending a lot on TikTok lately.
Oh, okay.
And it's an artist who I never got that into, and I never saw that much of the hype behind. Yeah. So we're doing Tory Lanez'S 2021 album Alone at Prom. And yeah, so before we even get into it, did you know anything about Tory before?
You had mentioned a while ago that he was the guy who shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot at some Hollywood party or something like that. That's
one reason I was a little reluctant to do this, because there's a lot of drama surrounding Tory, obviously.
Yeah. And he's in jail. He's in jail now, correct?
Yeah, he got convicted.
For 10 years?
He says he didn't do it, but, he got convicted of it.
Yeah.
So.
It was multiple shots, too, is what they said. So it's not like... They didn't say why he did it. They're just they were all at a Hollywood party and he shot her in the foot. Yeah,
we're not going to get into our opinions on Tory Lanez, on the morality around his situation. But this album is one that when it came out, I saw it was getting really good reviews.
Okay.
And because I wasn't super... I had some Tory stuff in the past. Mm-hmm. Reminded me a little bit of a more hip-hop Drake, I guess, or Party Next Door.
You said his previous albums they sound different than what this one does.
Yeah, it's nothing like this one.
Okay.
And I thought he was pretty good, but because of what happened with Megan, and I wasn't super into him when it came out. I just didn't check it out. Mm-hmm. And people I've known have said this album's really good. Try it. Mm-hmm. And I'm all right. Eventually, I've been seeing it. Like I said, it's been trending on a couple of the songs have been trending on TikTok a lot again.
Yeah. And just a side, if you don't know who Megan Thee Stallion is, she's the new spokesperson for Planet Fitness.
I think people know who Megan Thee Stallion is.
Just in case, she's the new spokesperson in purple and fog or whatever.
But yeah, so anyway, so I I decided to check this album out maybe a couple months ago, because I kept seeing these songs trend and I really liked them, and I didn't know The Color Violet was had been trending. Okay. And I didn't know that Tory Lanez could do something like that. Right. I'm this doesn't sound like what I've heard him do.
That's what you've said.
At all.
Yeah.
So I'm this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I ended up going into the whole album, and I really liked it.
Yeah,
and
I do too.
I thought because it's definitely inspired by the 80s,
era.
Through the imagery, through the music. Mm-hmm. I thought my mom would like it, so I thought it would be a good one for us to start off the year with.
Yeah, he has a lot of 80s covers too in his music, so I mean, for me, obviously, I was oh, take me back to my time.
Or samples.
Samples, yeah, sorry.
I would love to hear him cover 80s songs.
Oh, could you imagine?
I don't know if he'll be doing that anytime soon.
Yeah. But maybe he's doing it with his jail friends, who knows?
Yeah, he's just singing in jail.
In the jailhouse.
I saw this TikTok recently of it was R. Kelly and Tory Lanez having a sing off in jail, entertaining. It's at the talent show or whatever.
Oh my gosh, who would win? Who would win?
That's pretty funny.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, we're gonna get into how we feel about Tory Lanez's Alone at Prom. Like always, like we usually do, we're gonna go over a few of our favorite songs, and then talk about our overall opinions at the end. Mm-hmm. So the first song that I picked from this album is the most popular song. I've already mentioned it. It's The Color Violet. And one, that's an awesome title for a song.
It
obviously referencing the play. But anyway, and it also like feeds into the theme of like the imagery of the record.
Yes.
You know, it's very it's obviously inspired by Prince's Purple Rain, like the imagery.
And you know how I feel about Prince.
Literally the album cover reminds me a lot of Purple Rain.
Right. Oh, definitely.
Like,
definitely.
The way he's dressed and everything. Like how dark and like shady it is.
Yep, 100%.
And I would say this song has the energy of like a song from Purple Rain, but sounds a lot more modern.
Yes.
I could like see it like being somewhat inspired by stuff like, I don't know, like When Doves Cry. But it's also sounds like fit for 2021 when it came out. What's funny is I think Blinding Light or the After Hours came out around the same time, the Weeknd's album, and this song gives me the energy of like Blinding Lights.
Oh, his voice sounds like The Weeknd and Michael Jackson throughout the whole thing.
And
it's a great sound.
Blinding Lights to me, it has that energy. Like, it sounds inspired by maybe Madonna, but it also fits into, like, what's popular today.
Definitely.
And that's how The Color Violet is, too.
Definitely. And there's some Madonna... I mean, there's some songs from the 80s that you'll just listen to forever. It doesn't matter your age, you're always going to listen to them. And I think he picked good, samples to go along with this.
I think that, like, The Color Violet, like... So there are other songs on this record that straight up sound like 80s songs. But, like, I would say that's similar to, like, After Hours by The Weeknd.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But this one, The Color Violet in particular, sounds inspired by the 80s, but still, like, modern. With, like, kind of like the house music feeling of today.
Definitely.
And I like the lyricism throughout the whole album, but I really like the lyrics on this song. It's like, obviously, like, telling like a little story of a girl who like thinks he's unfaithful, and like he fell in love with her and she broke his heart, and it's just like a really like interesting, like very vivid description.
Correct.
I would say like the way he like writes it, like you can literally, it almost feels like a movie. Like you're watching him driving in the rain.
Right. Driving in that purple rain.
I think that's pretty cool. But so the next song that we picked, or that I picked, was Lavender Sunflower.
I love that he's got like the color theme going there. Color violet and then lavender. I mean, he's really got a purple theme going, which is good.
That, and he also has like almost like an astrological theme going.
Yep, those are the songs. Those are the songs I like,
But so Lavender Sunflower it might be the slowest song on the album. I think it's the slowest song that we picked for sure. This one, I said, has like the most, I think it has the most like 80s feeling out of all the ones I picked, at least. Like, it straight up feels like it came from the 80s to me.
But in like the old 80s love songs kind of thing. Yeah,
almost like a little bit like a George Michael feeling.
Oh yeah, he played that for me, and I love George Michael's my second favorite.
Well, there's a song, the first song, which technically isn't included, is like literally takes a sample of George Michael.
Yeah.
But this one also has like a George Michael feeling to me, just like in how like deep the sound is.
Right. Just so you know, if you listen to the album, the first song, it's Enchanted.
A waterfall.
Waterfall. That's not. You can't listen to it unless you listen to it somewhere, and we figure it's probably because they didn't get the permission of whoever.
They didn't get the clearance for the sample.
Yeah, but it's really, just so you know, Enchanted Waterfall. Listen to that on the side. It's really good.
Yeah. If you haven't heard this one, if you listen to it on Spotify, like that song isn't there. You would have to like go on YouTube to find it. Right.
It's worth it. But getting back to Lavender Flower.
Yeah, Lavender Sunflower.
Sorry. Let's see. Lavender Sunflower.
Yeah, so like I said, it's like almost like a ballad, and that's why it reminds me of like the 80s. It reminds me of like those 80s like ballads, like the slow. Like I said, George Michael. I could also like see maybe like Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, True Colors.
That song, and inspiring this. But I think this is my favorite vocal performance from Tory Lanez on the whole album. Like
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, his vocals are good on pretty much every song, but, like, it's almost, like, deeper and more pronounced on Lavender Sunflower.
Yes, the other ones are, like, so upbeat and, you know, just hip-hopping.
You can really feel, like, the emotion of, like, what he's saying. And it's, like, trying to, like, get a girl to, like, be with him, basically. You know, like, trying to convince her that he's the one.
Yeah.
And you can, like, almost, like, the sound of the song, like, almost brings in, like, anguish.
Yes.
And that's because of, like, the, like, very, like, huge and heavy instrumental, and then, like, how, like, pronounced his, like, vocals are. And that's why I really like this one.
Song. I almost picked that one, too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I really like this song, because most of the other stuff, like, feels a lot like 80s dance music, but this one feels more like an 80s, like, love ballad, so it shows a little range to Tory. The third one we picked is Ballad of a Bad Man. And this is one of my mom's picks, so I will let her talk before I get into how I feel about it, too.
So we've been trying to find out where the instrumental comes from in the beginning.
Yeah,
because
it sounds like an interpolate. Like, I can hear the melody in something else.
Right.
But it says that there's no, like, straight samples, because I looked it up. So I'm wondering if it's interpolated from something. But I was looking through multiple songs and I couldn't figure out what it was.
Yeah. But it's really good. I mean, it's really, really good. I like how it intros in. The one thing I was saying, we keep referring to the 80s. 80s songs always had long instrumental lead-ins.
Yeah.
And then whatever the theme or that theme title to it, they kept saying it over and over and over.
Yeah.
And he definitely does that. So Ballad of a Bad Man, I really like the instrumentals to it a lot. And I like the theme behind it too, because he wants to be with a girl all night. He like keeps seeing her and but he never initiates anything. He just like wherever he goes he sees her. And it's an interesting theme.
So like Lavender Sunflower, I would say Ballad of a Bad Man, like sounds like it's from the 80s. That's why I said that, like, I'm trying to figure out what song it's interpolated. I was comparing it to like Belinda Carlisle or like Laura Branigan, but I was playing their songs and I couldn't find the song.
No,
so.
we couldn't.
Anyway, but it has like that 80s like high energy like dance music feeling.
Yes, it does.
A little bit of like a Madonna, but like more like, to me, more like Laura Branigan or
right. I mean, you would think because it says ballad that it's going to be a slower song,
but it's not.
No, not at all. And that's what I really found interesting about it too, is that it's not a slow song.
And
it's a fun song.
The lyrics, like from the lyrics, you would think it would be more of a ballad.
Right.
But it's like not. The fact that he's singing it upbeat, like, gives like energy to what he's saying, which is kind of cool.
Hopefulness, maybe.
Yeah. But so that was Ballad of a Bad Man. That's one of my mom's picks. My last pick, or my third pick, is Lady of Namek. See, I picked all the ones that are just like popular on TikTok. Like,
whereas I go the other way. I go.
These songs are like the trending ones. Like, I'm sure like other people would pick these ones to be their favorite too. Definitely.
I like the music in this one a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This might be my favorite instrumental on the whole album. I always go back to like replaying when I am listening to music by myself to The Color Violet, because of like how epic it feels.
Right.
It has like that blinding lights, like enormous feeling.
Correct.
But I just think this instrumental is so like funky and so good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like The Color Violet, it's one that sounds inspired by the 80s, but also sounds very modern. I would say this might even sound more modern. Like, it's the most like current song, and I think the idea of the song is really interesting too, because like I'm wondering, like, he has to be talking to multiple people, because this one sounds like he's talking to a girl that's his friend,
right,
and he's trying to like get her to like go be with him for one night,
right,
or maybe it's someone who's hurt him and they're still friends, but I don't think it's the same person from like earlier.
Yeah, no, I think it's different women throughout it. Yep.
So but yeah, no, this is like the type of, or this song, if you're someone who like has a crush on your friend, this is a song for you, because it's like him trying to convince her that, you know, like, tonight is the night that they can like look past their friendship and like do something together. But
some tips.
Yeah, but at the same time, it sounds like she must have like hurt him. Like he was like in love with her and she turned him down.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't care, I still want you.
Yeah, exactly.
But I just really like the energy of this one. It's really fun. The lyrics are fun, and the energy of the melody and like the instrumental is really fun.
Mm-hmm.
But so our fifth song is Pluto's Last Comet. That's another one of my mom's picks. And you can get into why you like this one so much.
Oh, I love this one because throughout the whole thing, the instrumental is based on Madonna's "Get Into the Groove."
Yeah.
It's just throughout the whole thing, and to me, this is the hoppin' song, and I think it's hoppin' for me because it's 80s. You know, you hear the 80s music. His voice is just unbelievable again on this one. I think he really sounds like The Weeknd on this one. That's at least my opinion on that. But it's just you listen to it, and if you're my age, it doesn't matter who you are. We could play this for his dad, my husband, and he would probably like this song.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that it's got that Madonna beat to it. The idea behind it is that he wants to be with a girl, but she's kind of like playing him off. So a little like the Lady of Namath again, that one. She's like, he loves her, but she's like playing with his heart sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's just not working for him. And again, if it's the same girl, don't know.
Yeah, this might be the same girl as that song. Because I think this song comes directly after Lady of Namath on the album.
Correct.
But so songs like Lavender Sunflower and Ballad of a Bad Man to me sound like they're from the 80s, but it's like they could be by some obscure artist that I haven't heard. And like this is just like like if you said this is an 80s song for those ones, I would be like, I could see that. Yeah. This one is just straight up sounds like Get Into the Groove.
Yes. And it just the whole way he sings through it too. It's just like he's going with the rhythm.
A lot of people hate that artists are doing goes into that trend that a lot of artists are doing. You know, I know you like Nicki's Anaconda. That's a very obvious example of artists. Like, she's actually done it a bunch of times recently.
Oh yeah.
Like that
Super
song,
Freaky Girl.
That one, Everybody, that song, and that one also interpolates an older song. But a lot of people don't like that artists are doing that, where like they're like going really obvious. I like it. I don't care. I think it's funny.
It is. This is so obvious, but it is. It's like funny and it's fun to listen to.
It's like obviously he likes that song and that's why he's trying to make his version of it. Who cares?
Who cares?
It sounds good. His vocals sound like if you played like one of her verses and then one of his verses, it would probably sound like a feature, and that would be cool, you know, because like they work well, so like this is obviously just like his version of Get Into the Groove. And lyrically it's nothing like Get Into the Groove.
No, not at all, but that's okay.
It fits into the theme of this album, but it's just it's a very solid song. It wasn't one of my favorites, but I could see like why my mom would like it, or like my dad would probably like this one.
Exactly.
But the last song we picked is Hurt from Mercury. So like the first half of the album feels it has like a color theme. Right. Particularly a purple theme. Right. And then the second half of the album has like a planets theme. It's like
astrological, I guess. Yeah, all of a sudden you have Hurt from, you have Pluto's Last Comet, Hurt from Mercury. I always wonder like where they come up with these titles, because nowhere in the song does he sing Pluto's Last Comet.
Yeah.
It's never, and nowhere in the song does he sing Hurt from Mercury. You don't hear it. So I wonder like why he came up with these titles.
It's like when you see like these like punk songs by like these like 2000s artists, and it'll have like a 15-word title that has nothing to do with anything they say in the song.
Nope, not at all.
Okay, I guess. It'll be like, my mom yelled at me for leaving out like the toilet paper or whatever.
That's the title of the song. Yeah.
Like that's what this reminds me of, artists that do that kind of thing. It's kind of funny though.
Yep.
But anyway, you can get into why you like this song.
Yeah, so we were talking about, even with this one, there was like a Prince feeling to it.
Yeah.
I
think this one like really sounds like Prince.
Yeah, and I love Prince, as we know. What I got from it is that he was rejected by a girl So, but he keeps seeing her everywhere. Like he'll go to the club or the grocery store or whatever, and he keeps seeing her all the time. So again, you know that he still has feelings for her. Whether she sees him, it doesn't seem like she's knowing that he's there. Yeah. And it's not like a stalker thing. Yeah. It's just like he sees her, you know, and those feelings are still there.
Yeah, it's like they obviously go to the same places, and like normally, like you won't notice someone necessarily that like you know, or you might notice them, but like whatever, like it's not like it's like him if he goes there and she's there, like his eyes like gravitate towards her.
Yep, definitely.
And yeah, like I said, this one sounds directly inspired by Prince to me. I could like see this being on like a Prince B-side album or something, like one of those ones where he had other artists like sing.
Yeah, FYI, Prince's B-side album, fantastic.
Well, all of them.
Yeah, everyone are. Yeah, but yeah, it's really good when it's called like, Prince's B-side.
Or it could like, oh, you're talking about that album in particular.
Yeah, that album in particular.
Oh. I could say, what's the name of the guy that was like in his band? It's like Morris Day or something.
Morris Day started in his band and then he went to his own.
I could see this being like a Morris Day song. Yeah. Where like it's Prince adjacent, but like not exactly. Yeah. It doesn't have his vocals, obviously.
Yeah.
Tory Lanez is a great singer, but he's not as good of a singer as Prince.
Right, but hey, you know, that's hard to do.
His voice does work for this kind of song.
Right.
So yeah.
So we were talking about our favorite. I just have to mention this one because we keep talking about, you know, the what do you call it again when he has the song in there?
Samples.
The samples. I heard this song and I kept going over and over in my head who it was, and then I looked it up. He's got a song called "Last Kiss," and the whole musical thing to it is "Easy Lover" by Phil Collins. Yeah. It's a fun song.
Yeah, so that's the second song on the album where like the instrumental is a straight up interpolation of something else. Yep. But it's not like like it's not the most original thing, but it sounds good, so I don't mind that he did it.
You know, you keep saying that word interpolation. What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
It's like it's similar to sample, but it's like inspired by.
Inspired by, so it's sort of there, but not like the Madonna one that I said, Pluto's Last Comet. You just hear that all the way through.
A sample is like where they where like that literal like bit of the song is in there.
Okay, all right.
You know, like you hear like the "Get Into the Groove" would be a sample because like you can literally hear Madonna singing "Get Into the Groove" like in the beginning.
Right. Yeah, you hear it.
But like an interpolation could be like one where like it sounds just like it.
Okay.
It's like what I think that Ballad of a Bad Man is, or it sounds just like something else.
Yes, and we can't figure out what it is though.
But it's not exactly that.
I got it. I see what you're saying. That's a good word. I like that.
Yeah, they're like similar, but like a sample is like where it's literally in there.
Okay.
And an interpolation is where it may just sound like it.
Okay, good. New word for me today.
But anyway, we can get into how we feel about the whole record. So I try not to do this. And a couple of times I mentioned The Weeknd and After Hours, which came out around the same time. It came out maybe a month after this.
Okay.
But Blinding Lights probably came out before this album.
Oh, yes.
Because the Blinding Lights came out in 2021.
Right.
And like I said, I try not to do this. I don't like to make comparisons like directly to an artist that I really, really like or something. Right. Because it's not fair necessarily. Because this Alone at Prom to me is very good. There's songs on it. I really like The Color Violet. That's like a song I've been listening to a lot recently. Okay. I really like The Lady of Namek too. Like those are songs that I definitely like will listen to in the future, and like will probably get me to listen to Tory Lanez again when he comes out with something. Because I want to see if he'll do this again because I enjoy them so much.
I actually asked him about that because I thought he was in jail a couple years ago, and so I was asking him, how is it that they can release music from jail? And you were telling me, what about that?
Oh, but no. like artists like recently, I don't know exactly how it works, because the first time I heard of someone doing it was Lil Wayne. Like he like recorded a lot of, I think it was the Carter 4 in jail.
Okay.
Because he was in prison at that time.
Was that the Free Yeezy or Free Wheezy shirts that everybody had at that time? I think so.
Yeah,
well, they wanted to free
like when I was in high school.
Yeah.
But they must be somehow getting access to a recording studio. I know Schoolboy Q recorded one of my favorite. I don't know if I can listen to this with you, but one of my favorite albums is Oxymoron by Schoolboy Q. I know he recorded a lot of that in jail, and he said that he got work release to be a janitor at the recording studio.
Oh.
And so I don't know if that's what they're doing in order to get access to a studio.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they're able to record in jail.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't really know how
Maybe
it
this
works.
is a new type of jail where they have it there. I mean, you never know.
Because Young Thug had an album come out last year and he's in jail.
Right.
And I know that was newly recorded music.
Right.
So he recorded it somehow.
Maybe. I mean, when you're in jail, you're obviously trying to reform yourself, and they always have like the workout rooms and so. Well, that's the purpose, that's the hope. But maybe they have music things in some of them now too. No, I wonder
if they're like recording on a phone and then sending it,
and then they do the other part of it,
and like someone else does everything on the outside.
All right.
I wonder if that's what they're doing.
All right.
Or if somehow they're all doing the Schoolboy Q thing, where like they're getting work released to go to a studio.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm assuming Tory will be releasing. I know actually Alone at Prom just had a deluxe version, so I don't know if those were recorded at the time.
Could be.
Or if they're new, but...
Or could it also be, out of curiosity, could it be that these were made before he went to jail and then now they're just releasing them?
No, that's what I'm saying, those songs.
Okay.
I don't know if those were made when he was recording that album.
Okay.
Or if he made them later.
Okay.
But he probably made them at the time if they fit into the theme.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, like if Tory does release new stuff in the future, I'll probably listen to it. And in the past, I didn't listen to this when it came out. He's fine. I was just, it didn't really pique my curiosity. But with that being said, like I kept comparing it to After Hours, and I love that album. That's like one of my favorite albums in recent years for sure. And this just like isn't as good, like as After Hours.
Oh no, but
it's just like the theme isn't as good, and like the lyrics are good, but. No, it's not The Weeknd.
Yeah, it's not The Weeknd. But he sounds like The Weeknd so much.
Yeah.
So much. And I had asked you if you thought, I had said to you, I wonder if they're auto-tuning his voice, but you said no, you felt that was really his voice.
It's obviously, there's pitch correction on some of it, but I've seen him sing live.
Right. And he sounds like that.
Yeah, he can sing like this.
Yeah.
Just like amazing. The Weeknd, he can sing like that.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not fake. Yeah. But, anyway, I'll get into my actual rating. I think Alone at Prom is very good. I would give it maybe like a mid to high 7s. I would say, like, I was going to give it an 8, but, like, I give After Hours, like, at least a 9, and it's not...
Right, you can't.
It's not, like, that good to me.
Right.
So I would say, like, mid to high 7s with songs that I really enjoy.
Correct.
The rest of it is, like... This is an album where, like, you could listen to the whole thing because it's only, like, a half hour, and it sounds good throughout the whole thing, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of songs to me that just, like, they just would almost be in the background.
Right.
I'm not really going to, like, sing along to them.
Yeah, you're driving, you'll sing along to some of them, the other one's like, okay.
But, like,
skip.
I keep saying After Hours. That I could probably sing along to every song on that whole album because I like it that much.
That's impressive.
But... yeah, so I would give it to like a mid to high 7s. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I would probably give it a 7, maybe. No, I'd give it a 7 probably. Just because I love the 80s theme to it. That's what really drew me in through the whole album was that 80s theme. But then when you hear his voice, it sounds so much like, in my opinion, The Weeknd, and so we kept saying that
might drag it down a little bit. It could sounds for some so much like The Weeknd.
Yeah, and so so for me, it's like, you know, you have that 80s theme, you have his voice, but like you kept saying throughout the album that even though it's got that 80s theme, it's music for today. It's the music for today.
A lot of them. Some of them just sound like they're from the 80s.
Right.
But not all of them.
So I appreciate that. I appreciate he tried to do that in there. But again, I'd give it like a 7.
You know, that you said that thing about The Weeknd. Maybe that's why I keep comparing it to him, because his voice sounds so much like him.
It's unbelievable.
But like, to me, I think The Weeknd's a better singer than Tory Lanez.
Oh yeah, and a better lyricist. Sorry, Tory, but a better lyricist and all that too. It's The Weeknd.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you were saying The Weeknd's coming out with an album pretty soon.
Yeah, well, supposedly.
That'll be cool. That'll be nice to listen to. Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, that was how we feel about Tory Lanez's Alone at Prom. It was just like a cool album that I've seen trending recently. That we could start off the year with, because there's not a lot of new music coming out right now.
Right, correct.
We might, or next week we're probably going to do 21 Savage.
Which I thought was the band.
Yeah, not a band.
Yeah, not a band.
But I want to see how she feels about his new album, because it's not what you would expect. When you see him, it doesn't sound exactly what you would expect it to sound.
Okay.
So, you know, we'll see how she feels about that one. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's how we feel about Tory Lanez's Alone at Prom. And I'm Joe.
I'm Joe's mom.
We're East Side Vibes. And thanks for watching.
Bye. Happy New Year, by the way.
Yeah, Happy New Year.